I am Priti Patidar, M.Pharm, Assistant Professor, Malvanchal University, Indore, Index Institute of Pharmacy. Today is my topic gastrointestinal agent. Gastrointestinal agent. So, gastrointestinal agent consists of series of organs for the digestion of food, ingestion, digestion of food, 2. Expulsion of vast phases. It is start from esophagus, oral or buccal cavity. Stomach, the small intestine consisting of duodenum, jejunum and ileum. The large intestine consists of caecum, ascending, transverse and descending colons. Lastly, rectum with exit anus. Each organ has definite functional role. Gastrointestinal agent. Drug used in the treatment of gastrointestinal disorder are known as gastrointestinal agent. जो ड्रग गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल डिसीज़ को ट्रीट करते हैं उन्हीं को बोलते हैं गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल एजेंट. क्लासिफिकेशन: एसिडिफाइंग एजेंट, एंटासिड, प्रोटेक्टिंग्स, एड्जॉर्बेंट्स और सलाइन कैथेरेटिस. पहला है एसिडिफाइंग एजेंट. ड्रग विच इंक्रीज द gastric acidity are known as acidifying agent. Example: distill HCl. Antacid, drug which neutralize the excess of HCl secreted in the stomach. Example: sodium bicarbonate, aluminum hydroxide gel, calcium carbonate, etc. Protectives, adsorbent used in treatment of diarrhea. Example: bismuth subcarbonate or kaolin. Saline catharetics are used to relieve constipation, sodium, potassium, tartrate, magnesium sulfate, etc. A list of gastrointestinal disorder. In event of impaired function, the gastrointestinal disturbance follow. Example: absence or insufficient secretion of hydrochloric acid in stomach leading to chlorhydria or hypochlorhydria. Excessive secretion of hydrochloric acid in stomach leading to hyperacidity, which cause ulcers, inflammation, acute pain, accumulation of toxins, gases, toxin substance, etc., or insufficient absorption of fluid or electrolytes in the intestine. Stimulants, intestine motility leading to diarrhea. Insufficient intestine motility leads to peristalsis leading to constipation. Various inorganic GIT agents employed are acidifiers or acidifying agent for acidity, antacid for hyperacidity, 3. Protective for intestinal inflammation, adsorbent for intestinal toxins, 5th catharetics of constipation. Gastric acidifiers drug used to increase the acidity are known as gastric acidifiers or acidifying agents. Some drugs are used to the increase gastric HCl or some drug to increase the metabolic acidosis. Example: HCl. Normal HCl is secret which help in digestion of foods. Due to secretion of HCl or the pH of stomach is acidic. Stomach is various from one when stomach is empty, when food is ingested. The gastric mucosa is made up with epithelial cell which secretes HCl enzymes which are required for digestion. The HCl softens the fibrous Food promotes formation of proteolytic enzyme pepsin from pepsinogen, kills the bacteria by food or drink. Proteolytic activity of pepsin is based at pH 3 to 5. Due to some reason, there is no secretion of HCl. It is called as a chlorhydria. Symptoms varies from patient to patient. Frankutal, bowel movement, mild diarrhea. Epigastric pain, upper middle portion of abdomen. Sensitivity to species food. Two types of patient of achlorhydria treatment counter effect the effect by using HCl. Explain the term of achlorhydria, absence of insufficient secretion of hydrochloric acid in stomach leading to achlorhydria. Achlorhydria patient are of two kinds, those those who do not respond to histamine phosphate stimulations remain free of gastric hydrochloric acid. Those who respond to histamine phosphate stimulation for the release of HCl in the stomach. Monographs HCl distill as hydrochloric acid used to treat achlorhydria. Properties of HCl. It occurs as a colorless fuming liquid with pungent odor. It is miscible with water. Alcohol has a specific gravity of 1.18. Storage of HCl. It is stored in glass stoppered containers at a temperature not exceeding 30 degrees Celsius. Use of HCl. Hydrochloric acid as such cannot be used as medicine. The dilute hydrochloric acid is used as acidifying agent. It is also used as a solvent in numerous industries, also used as laboratory reagent. Antacid. These are the agents that decrease gastric acidity by neutralizing HCl. Many used in the condition called hyperchlorhydria. They give relief of pain due hyperchlorhydria. Effectiveness of antacids in measured in neutralizing capacity. In normal, HCl is secreted by epithelial cell of gastric mucosa depending upon intake of food. The pH of stomach varies from 1 to 6 due to inflammation of gastric mucosa, as in gastritis. There result hypertension of HCl called as HCH. Prolonged excessive secretion of HCl leads to peptic ulcer, erosions of mucosal layers, various portions result in esophageal ulcer, gastric ulcer, or duodenal ulcer. Treatment: anticholinergic drug used to certain type of food antacid. First, antacids are alkaline in bases. They neutralize the acidity occurred in HCl. Production is continuous, therefore use to antacid is required, but antacid should act gradually without producing rebound acidity. As antacids are used for longer periods, they may be produce side effects. To produce good effect with lesser side effect should have following properties. Ideal characteristic of antacid: it should not be absorbable and cause systemic alkalosis. It should not be laxative or cause constipation. It should exert effect rapidly over a long period of time. Fourth, it should buffer in pH 4 to 6. It should not produce large volume of gas. It should be palatable, inexpensive. It should probably inhibit pepsin. Antacid are two types: systemic absorbable antacid, non-systemic non-absorbable antacid. So systemic and absorbable antacid, which are soluble, readily absorbent, and capable of producing systemic electrolytic alterations. uh, Alkalosis, example sodium bicarbonate. Non-systemic, non-absorbable antacid which are not absorbed to a significant extent and thus do not exert an appreciable systemic effect. This group is further subdivided into following: aluminum containing antacids. Aluminum containing antacids, example aluminum hydroxide, aluminum phosphate, dihydroxyaluminum, amino acetate, dihydroxyaluminum sodium carbonate, basic aluminum carbonate gel. Calcium containing antacids, example calcium carbonate, tribasic calcium phosphate. Magnesium containing antacids, magnesium containing antacids में example magnesium carbonate, magnesium citrate, magnesium hydroxide, magnesium oxide, magnesium phosphate, magnesium trisilicate. Combination antacid preparation, example aluminum hydroxide gels, magnesium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide gel, magnesium trisilicate, megaldrate, simethiocon, deforming agent containing antacids, calcium carbonate containing antacid mixtures. ड्रग फैक्ट्री इसमें आ जाएगा कि स्टोमोरोलोल, इसका जो एंटासिड्स एंटासिड्स में पहला है सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट. केमिकल फार्मूला NaHCO3, मोलिकुलर वेट 84.1, कॉमन नेम बेकिंग सोडा, मीठा सोडा, साइनोनाइम्स sodium hydrogen carbonate. Preparation industrial scale, prepared by solvay process. Brine solution NaCl is saturated with ammonium turine. A solution is filtered, passed through carbonating towards enhanced PPT. Preparation NaHCO3 is less soluble in water below 15 degrees Celsius. The precipitate is filtered, the dried H2O plus CO2, H2CO3. लैब स्केल में अगर प्रिपेयर करते हैं तो प्रिपेयर बाय पासिंग थ्रू CO2 गैस थ्रू सॉल्यूशन ऑफ NaOH. सॉल्यूशन इज कंसनट्रेटेड टू ऑब्टेन द प्रोडक्ट. प्रॉपर्टीज़ अगर देखते हैं तो कलर होता है वाइट, नेचर अमॉर्फेस होता है, टेस्ट स्लाइन होता है, सॉल्युबिलिटी होती है सॉल्युबल इन वाटर, इनसॉल्युबल इन अल्कोहल. सॉल्युबल होता है वाटर में, इनसॉल्युबल होता है अल्कोहल में. इनकम्पिटिबिलिटी अगर देखते हैं तो इनहिबिट्स द एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ टेट्रासाइक्लिन फ्रॉम द गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट. स्टोरेज, इट शुड बी स्टोर्ड इन वेल क्लोज्ड कंटेनर. यूजेस, sodium bicarbonate was used as an antacid to reduce excessive acidity of gastric juice, sharp increase in gastric pH 7, neutralize HCl but result in the production of CO2 causing belching and flatulence is not desirable. Treatment of systemic acidosis. It is used as electrolyte replenisher. 5% solution of sodium bicarbonate is used as ear drops to and remove earwax. Fifth, 3.5% solution warm water is used as eye lotion. Ingredients is compound sodium bicarbonate. It is also as ingredients in many effervescent antacid preparation. Note: cardiovascular patient or those on sodium restricted diet advised to avoid this antacid. Usual dose 300 milligram to 2 gram 4 times a day. Aluminum hydroxide gel. Synonyms: aluminum hydroxide, hydrate powder, color white, nature amorphous, taste tasteless, solubility soluble in material, acid in chemicals. When heated to redness in aluminum oxides. As an antacid above reaction. I'm important notes: act as antacid node by neutralization, but by physical adsorption of acid. When gel passes into the intestine, the acid is released. Second, treatment of phosphate urinary council ALOH3 finally forms aluminum phosphate in intestine, thereby reducing phosphate absorption. Externally as mild astringent desiccant, infrequently as protective in treatment of diarrhea, cholera. Externally as dusting powder for desiccating fuel wounds. Is silicosis therapy given by inhalation. Storage in airtight container at temperature not exceeding 25 degrees Celsius but not to be freezed. Aqueous suspension of hydride aluminum containing aluminum, first aluminum carbonate, second, and contains not less than 3.5% weight per volume and not more than 4% weight per volume of aluminum oxide Al2O3. Sodium benzonate as preservatives, antimicrobial agent, fourth oil or mentha as a flavoring agent, and glycerin or sucrose as a sweetening agent. Properties: white viscous suspension, clear liquid gets separated when it is kept standing for some time. Non-absorbable to evaluation of CO2. Second, this allows the gastric pH at just about the desired level. Disadvantage: loss of antacid properties uh, on enzyme, particularly with dried aluminum hydroxide. Second, it also have adsorbent properties. Caution should be exercise in the co-administration with other drug stimulantly. Preparation: a hot solution of potassium is added slowly with the constant stirring to a hot solution of sodium carbonate after complete removal of CO2. The precipitate aluminum hydroxide is filtered washed thoroughly with the hot water until the becomes free the sulfate ion. The precipitate may be suspended in the purified water to required strength to aluminum hydroxide gel. Assay performed by gravimetric method as per Indian Pharmacopoeia. Procedure: weight about 5 gram plus 10 ml of HCl plus 10 ml of water. Second is methyl orange is used as an indicator. Sufficient amount of distilled NH3 solution is added to it. End point distinct yellow color. Heat to boils, filter wash with 2.5% solution of ammonium nitrate until the precipitate is free from chloride. Dry the PPT at 120 degrees Celsius. Watt is. Synonyms: dried aluminum phosphate. Chemical formula: AIPO4 physical properties color white nature powder containing suitable friable aggregates solubility practically insoluble in water ethanols soluble in distilled mineral acids. It also contains preservative, flavorings, sweetening agent used as an antacid on observable useful where lows on phosphate may create problem create problem to patient. Endogenous phosphate spared. Chemical properties water solubility increase in presence of CO2s ammonia salts due to formation of bicarbonates free calcium ion respectively calcium carbonate neutralized acid by effervescence physical property color white microcrystalline powder odorless nature amorphous होता है टेस्टलेस होता है solubility insoluble in वाटर और अल्कोहल वाटर और अल्कोहल दोनों में insoluble होता है यूजेस अगर देखते हैं तो यूजेस as an antacid is as an antacid it neutralizes gastric acids from CaCl2 which gets converted in calcium salt which is insoluble tends to be constipating it is used on dentifriers because on its mild abrasive actions disadvantage the cu calcium ions and can be either absorbed systematically or precipitate as calcium phosphate salt in the intestine or as insoluble calcium soaps formed from the glyceride resulting from the hydrolysis or digested food containing oils and fats. Barnett syndrome, commonly known as a milk alkali syndrome, characterized by an acute alkalosis, hypercalcemia, hyperphosphatemia, renal failures, and azotemia. Through insoluble can cause systemic alkalosis. This syndrome is often misunderstood and hyperparathyroidism on account of calcium's constipating effect. Calcium antacid are preferred in combination with magnesium antacid with have cathartic action. Why, however, this should not be used in patients with hypertension, renal insufficiency, a history of urinary council, gastrointestinal hemogram of dehydration, an electrolyte imbalance due to excessive loss of fluids and electrolytes consequent to diarrhea, vomiting, or aspiration of gastric contents. Usual dose 1 gram 4 to 6 times a day. Usual dose range 1 to 10 gram. Magnesium containing antacid magnesium salt example magnesium carbonate magnesium citrate magnesium oxide magnesium phosphate and magnesium trisilicate and common antacids magnesium antacids are partially insoluble in water but dissolve slowly in acidic media due to neutralization reaction accepts magnesium trisilicate they all act in the same manner. Magnesium ion is not readily absorbed from GIT because its absorption is related by alkaline media. Thus, magnesium salt absorption takes place only in the acid medium of the duodenum due to slow absorption of magnesium ion. As saline laxative action occurs, most of the magnesium is accepted in the feces as insoluble magnesium salt. A small amount of magnesium ions are also absorbed, which are exited by the kidney on account on this magnesium salt are not to be used in patients with renal insufficiency because magnesium retention leading to magnesium poisoning may occur. Magnesium antacids are practically insoluble in water but dissolve slowly in acidic media due to neutralization reaction. Magnesium carbonate. It is hydrated basic magnesium carbonate of varying composition. It exists is to form with heavy magnesium carbonate and light magnesium carbon. Physical properties: color light white, fibril mass of as a bulky white, odorless, tasteless, solubility insoluble in water, alcohol but dissolve in dilute acid with effervescence. Usual dose range 500 mg to 2 gram 4 times daily use as an antacid. Abrasives in tooth powder. Magnesium carbonate also find it use as line cathartics when given in adequate doses 8 gram. Also used as an abrasives in some tooth powders as cosmetics and as an ingredient in silver polishes storage in airtight container. Magnesium oxide chemical formula MgO synonyms magnesium molecular weight of 40.30 properties. Magnesium oxide occurs two different uh, two dif- two different variant commonly known as light magnesium oxide as heavy magnesium oxide. On exposure to air, it absorbs carbon dioxide and form basic carbonates. Also absorb moisture. Light magnesium oxide hydrates more easily than heavy magnesium hydroxide and will dissolve readily in waters. Clearly alkalines, phenolphthalein, carbon dioxide or acid. Storage is should be stored in airtight container. Use low dose works as antacid and higher dose laxative. Usual dose an antacid 250 mg 4 times daily, laxative 4 grams. Usual dose range 215 mg of 4 gram daily. A mixture of magnesium oxide, tannic acids, charcoal is well known as universal antidotes. Magnesium trisilicate. मैग्नीशियम ट्राइसिलिकेट फार्मूला है इसका केमिकल फार्मूला ब्रैकेट 2 MgO 0.3 SiO 2.X H2O और MgSiO3 2SiO2 XH2O. Molecular weight unhydrated 216.86. Physical properties: color white, odorless, tasteless, solubility insoluble in water, alcohol but readily decomposed by mineral acid with HCl form. Magnesium chlorides, gelatinous trisilic acid. Storage should be stored in acidic containers. Magnesium trisilicate when treated with acid, example HCl, decomposed to form as gelatinous trisilicate acid. In the stomach, a similar reaction takes place with HCl. A gelatinous mass is formed with gastric contents, which also work as protectives absorbent. The colloidal silicates protect the ulcer from further acids, peptic attack, and possibly absorb the pepsin. Usual dose 1 gram 4 times a day. Usual dose range 1 to 60 gram a day. Magnesium trisilicate powder is an emulsifying agent for mineral, vegetable, and animal oil when used in proper proportion. Importance of combination preparation of antacid. No single antacid meets all requirement for ideal antacid. Hence, antacid are used in combination. Antacid are used in combination for following reasons: to balance cons- constipating effect of aluminum and calcium containing antacids with laxative effect, or magnesium containing antacids. Some antacids give rapid action but for short duration, while some antacids give delayed action but for longer duration. So to get quick and longer duration of action, antacids are used in combinations. Few combination antacids contains sa- simethicone, dimethicone as the antifluorant of anti-foaming agent and reflex suppressant like alginic acid. Example of compound antacid: uh, combination of aluminum hydroxide gel and magnesium hydroxide, combination of aluminum hydroxide gel and magnesium trisilicate, combination of aluminum hydroxide gel and calcium carbon, combination of aluminum hydroxide gel, calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide. Fifth, sodium bicarbonate and alginic acid, semithicone containing antacids, megalrate Mg, OH2S, OH3, aluminum hydroxide gels, kaolin combination, etc. Protectives, adsorbents, definitions, insert subtreatment diarrhea, dysentery, gastrointestinal disturbance associated with indigestion, adsorbs gases, toxins, bacteria, protective layers on painful ulcers, dysentery, frequent elimination of watery fluid with or without mucous blood, causes infection, amoeba. Diarrhea, frequent elimination of intestinal contents in form of watery fluids, electrolyte imbalance, cause improper digestion, bacterial infection, improper digestion of food, bacterial toxins, chemicals or poisoning drug actions. Bacterial toxins stimulate form of electrolytes into intestine, causing watery stools. Protective protective adsorbents. Adsorbent bacteria, bacterial toxins, they are adsorbents in soluble salt, therefore forms protective coating on mucosal membranes, provide mechanical protection. Not antibacterial drugs should be taken along with P as if diarrhea is due to bacterial infection. P as do not have antibacterial activity. Three different classes, namely bismuth salt or bismuth containing product, bismuth, subnitrate bismuth, subcarbonate milk of bismuth, subglad bismuth, subsalicyclate bismuth, ammonium citrate, activate class and other adsorbent. Example: light colloid, activate charcoal. Bismuth containing products. Oral administration of bismuth containing results in black stool due to the action of intestinal hydrogen sulfide to bismuth sulfate. Bismuth compounds to their toxicity coupled with discovery availability of never a more effective drug, the bin gradually withdrawn from the medicinal practice. Bismuth subcarbonate. Chemical formula: approx BiO2 CO3 2H2O. Synonyms: basic bismuth carbonate. Properties: color white or pale yellow, odorless, tasteless powder. Strong, light or well closed light resistance containers. Solubility, it is practically insoluble in water and in alcohol but dissolve completely in HCl and nitric acid with effervescence and forms corresponding salts. Use mild antacid, protective mild, and astringent dusting powder and antiseptic. It was earlier used internally in gastric disorder, ulcers, diarrhea, dysentery, ulcerative colitis. It is protective. It is still used topical protective in lotion and ointments, not on account of of systemic toxicity of availability of sulfur drugs is detected from pharmacopoeia. Activated class and other adsorbents. This group is mostly compound of class which have excellent adsorbent properties and most of them are used for that purpose industrially as well. They appear to have a definite clinical use at least in mild diarrhea of short duration. Light caloin. Chemical formula approx Al2O3 2SiO2 2H2O property color white yellowish white powder nature uncourteous to touch odor clay like odor test clay like earthy solubility insoluble in water distill acids of in alkyl hydroxides. Chemically, it is inert since it is insoluble in all the common solvent used. Caloin is used internally for its adsorptive properties as well as its ability to coat irritated intestinal mucosa. Used in diarrhea, enteritis, colitis, dysentery caused by food or alkaloids poisoning. It helps in by absorbing gases, toxins, bacteria. Useful dose 15 to 17 gram in 3 divided dose. Uh, infants, um, infants 1 gram 1 to 3 times daily. Children 1 to 5 years 1 to gram to 3 times daily externally as dusting powder absorbent in ulcer. Cathartics definition drug that bring about defection relieves a person from individual from constipation inability to defecate intestinal contents for a period causes weakness of intestinal spasms, injury, use of certain drugs, dietary habits, emotional factors, less water fluid intake, purgative. Also, cathartics act similarly but mild in action, laxative mild type of purgative. Definition cathartics 1 marks classify with example 3 marks. Catheterize are agent the quicken increase evacuation from bowels are also drug used to relieve constipation. Classification the cathartics can be considered under the following class mild purgative or laxative. It help to promote defections causing minimum adverse effect. Drug included in this group are bulk producing drug which promote evacuation by increasing the tool's bulk volumes water content example isabgol agar methyl cellulose bran psyllium seeds sodium carboxymethyl cellulose caraya gum stool softness emollient which penetrate lubricant soften the stool. Example, deoctyl sodium sulfosacchinate liquid paraffin. Strong purgative, it causes complete evacuation of the bowels. The bowel become inactive. There are two kinds of strong purgatives: irritant of stimulants purgative. Example, phenolphthalein, senna, glycoside, aloe, cascara, uh, sagrada, rhubarb extract, podophyllin, castor oil, bicardoil, saline cathartics, purgatives, osmotic laxatives. These are further subclassified as under sodium containing products. Example, sodium biphosphate, sodium phosphate, potassium sodium tartrate. Magnesium containing product. Example, magnesium hydroxide, magnesium citrate, magnesium sulfate, sulfate as cathartics. Non-official cathartics. Example, sodium sulfate, potassium phosphate, potassium bitartrate, calomel. Properties: use of magnesium sulfate. Chemical formula MgSO4 7H 7H2O 7H2O. Synonyms: sperm salt, magnesium sulfuric acid. Properties: it occurs colorless crystal with cool slime and bitter taste. It freely soluble in water, sparingly soluble in alcohol, and dissolves slowly in glycerin. Use magnesium sulfate is given orally in dilute solution as a cathartics. Uh, Parenterals as an anticonvulsant, given as enema, used in cholecystitis. Ingredients of mineral water: sodium potassium tartrate. Synonyms: potassium sodium tartrate, rochelle salt. Properties: वाइट कलरलेस होता है, नेचर क्रिस्टलाइन पाउडर, ऑर्डरलेस, टेस्ट कूलिंग, स्लाइन टेस्ट एंड solubility. It is freely soluble in water and practically insoluble in alcohol and sodium carbonates. Use: it is a saline purgative. Depending upon dose in action range from mild laxative to active uh, in ingredient of compound effervescent powder. The texture anion has very poor intestinal permeability and cause a watery evacuation of bowel after 1 to 2 hours without producing irritation. Also used as food additives. Thank you.